Welcome everyone. How are you all doing tonight? Welcome. You guys, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I have pseudo names for all of the social media platforms: BoobTube, Facebook, Insta, Tick. I can't say on here, but I just wanted to say, how are all of you on this glorious January day? And I'm super excited to be here with all of you, and I'm going to share with you why. So before we get started, let me know if you can see this or hear this clearly. Give me a thumbs up, a heart. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments section below this video. I am Andrea Cox, intuitive healer, holistic wellness coach, vegan of 27 years, and tonight I am going to share a recipe with you. I am currently on a 21-day juice fast. Now, this is a fast I do almost every year. I once did a 31-day water fast at True North Health Center in Santa Rosa. Women can fast a little longer than men because of their estrogen stores. And I had a broken foot and had the blessing of going there and fasting. And even before that, I have fasted since I was about 27 years old. And I'm going to share that story with all of you tonight if you want to hear one of my stories. And then I'm going to draw from this bowl, and I'll tell you what that's about in a moment. So stay tuned for this. And then I'm going to make you a really yummy recipe that I love to intake on my juice fast. It is actually a mineral broth, and it is delicious. So tell me where you're tuning in from, and let's get started. So when I was about 20, oh, by the way, links to my recipe books, my Oracle deck, my services, I will put in the description box of the YouTube video. It will be in the comments of the Facebook video, and you will find everything you need in my Linktree bio on Instagram and in TikTok. So when I was about 27 years old, I was living in Ohio, and I went through a breakup after a very, very long relationship. It was a relationship that lasted, I met the guy when I was like 17. And we had built a house together and all this. So I was a fitness model at the time. I got a little apartment in Centerville, Ohio, and I was working out at a gym, and I met this brother and sister couple. They looked like Jesus and Mother Mary. That's the best way I can describe them. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and her brother Aaron 𝗏. And Colette and I are still friends today. And they were Christians doing mission work in like Israel and things like that. And they saw me, you know, walking around the gym. I had this smoking hot body, if you can actually imagine me, with 8-pack abs and tan, and I was really attractive. And they saw me and they said, you know what, Andrea, we think you need to do a fast with us. So they came over to the house, and they brought me a pink Bible, which I still have today, and a video called The Story of Esther and the Gospel of John. I'm not going to preach to you, but I'm telling you the story. And I had some food strongholds. So I had a lot of distorted eating at the time. I'm going to have to tie his leash around my ankle. And what happened was I watched this Story of Esther, and I ended up doing a 3-day water fast, and it was absolutely beautiful, and it ended up being one of the most freeing experiences of my life, and that was when I was 27 years old. So after that, I would fast 1 day a week for spiritual purposes, and I would read the fasting prayer in Matthew in the Bible, and I absolutely loved it. So I have a couple rituals I do when I fast, and I'm going to share them with all of you. So one of the rituals I do, so fasting allows a lot of free time, right? You get very organized while you fast because you're not eating. And in spite of what people think, when we eat, we're cooking food, we're preparing food, we're digesting food, we're sleeping because we're tired from the food. It takes a lot of our time. So I always start with this glass vase here. One of my sisters sent me flowers in this years ago, and I make like 10 to 12 little pieces of paper of things I need to get done. We're just gonna pull one. Throw receipts in a huge box labeled 2023 and 2025 for taxes. So this is one thing I need to do. Get rid of 25 things. Get rid of 15 to 30 things. Toss clothes that are damaged out. Have Lewis groomed. Clear trash out. I have go see your family. Visit family. Go see your mom. A lot of things in here. And every time I draw one a day while I'm fasting. And no matter what, I get that done. So even if it says, you know, go to the DMV and get your tags renewed, which is also in here, I go and I get it done. Whatever I draw that morning, I just do it. And if you're a procrastinator, fasting coupled with this technique can be very, very helpful for you. A lot of you have issues with ADHD, and it's gut related. It's not this related, it's actually gut related. So welcome, Ty, thank you. Welcome. So that's just one method I use while I am fasting. Now another method I use, now the true meaning of fasting is to abstain from everything. You don't eat or drink anything. My method is different. I water fasted for years and I no longer do that. Now I tend to, welcome, 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 here in Holland. Oh, Holland, Ohio. I'm from Ohio, beautiful. Now, what I usually do is I'll have 1 to 2 large 32-ounce juices per day, and I'll make this mineral broth in the evening. And the mineral broth is what I'm going to make for all of you tonight. I have both my dogs in between my legs. So I'm gonna start with a copper pot right here. This is so easy to make. And I know a lot of you are like, well, Andrea, that's not, you know, there's gonna be someone out there that's gonna say that's not fasting. You're right. I have a mineral broth in the evening. I have 1 to 2 juices during the day, but I'm really not intaking solid food. The only solid food I'm intaking is the nori that I put in the broth. And guys, just to let you know, I'm on day 3 of this, okay? So yesterday I had 2 days ago, I had a big celery juice, a green apple, cucumber, ginger juice, and then I had this broth. Yes, and then yesterday, that was the day before yesterday, I had a sweet potato carrot juice, and then I had a celery juice, and I had this broth. So I'm still keeping my calorie intake up. Now why? Well, I'm a Pisces. Pisces rule things like intuition, creativity, liquid assets. Hourglass is Pisces. Pisces rules the hourglass figure. I tend to love to stay in about a size 2 for me works. When I get below that, I feel like I lose my tuchus, and I like to have that. So that's what works for me. So this is where the broth comes in. Still, the broth isn't even 100 calories, right? So what I do is I don't measure, I take a handful of these nori sheets, fold them again, and I just tear them up. Tear them up. Put them in there, like so. I take some high quality water, so Mountain Valley spring water. You can make this into hydrogen water if you want to learn about hydrogen water. I shared it in my stories today. I take 1 heaping tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Now, this is the holy grail when you're cleansing, because it's full of B vitamins. It is gluten-free. So I take that, and then a pinch, and I mean a little pinch. I don't use Redmond's, I don't use anything like that, of good Terra extra fine pink Himalayan salt, just a pinch. And that's it. And I heat that up and I sip that in a mug before bed. Maybe I'll have a tea after, like a ginger peppermint tea to push any gas down. That's basically it. Again, fasting frees up a lot of time for you to get things done, you know? So if you're gonna fast for 21 days like me, continuously fill this bowl with ideas to things to conquer. You know, for me, it's getting rid of a lot of material items. I looked around my house the other day and it was total pigsty, and I'm like, okay, this is disgusting. I need to get rid of things. So fasting will allow you to do that. Fasting is a wonderful tool. Am I taking 𝗁𝗍𝗍 while fasting? The Abundant Yogi asks on Instagram. Post your questions right now. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section now. Am I taking 𝗁𝗍𝗍 while fasting? I actually am taking 𝗁𝗍𝗍 while fasting. And I represent a company that has 𝗁𝗍𝗍, so I should probably mention them, but I don't remember the name right now. But yes, I am taking 𝗁𝗍𝗍 while fasting, a little bit on my tongue in the morning. I don't do any raw honey or anything like that while fasting. Also, you know, fasting, you really get the glow when you fast. A lot of people are like, okay, what are the actual benefits of fasting? Well, you know, I gotta tell you guys, this is my hair, this is my skin, this is there's no crap in my forehead right now. There's nothing like that. There's no filler in my face. I'm almost half a century young, and I feel that fasting is really the holy grail towards you. So this is day 3 of day 21. I feel full of energy. I feel great. I'm ready to, you know, take on whatever else I have to do tomorrow. I sleep excellent. I get 9 to 10 hours of sleep while I fast. I sleep on a biomat and some grounding sheets that I'm going to be introducing to all of you. So for me, fasting is more than just abstaining from food. It's a very spiritual thing, you know. The fasting prayer in Matthew is actually one of my oracle cards in my deck. The Lessons of the Mystical Muse has the fasting prayer on it. So the fasting prayer basically says, and when you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites. Surely I say to you, they have received their rewards. But when you fast, anoint your head with oil and wash your face, so that your fasting may not be seen by others, but by your Father who sees in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And what that means is, I know I'm sharing this with all of you now, but fasting is something that you really want to keep between yourself and your higher power. That's it. You know, yourself and God, and whoever God is to you, right? That doesn't faze me at all. But that's what fasting is really about. It's a spiritual experience. It helps you let go of addictions, right? People come to me all the time. They're addicted to this and that, and alcohol and food and everything else. I used to always be addicted to food. Fasting healed that with me. So when you do drop the fork, you heal, right? No one ever, you know, croaked from skipping a meal. They lived. No one ever, you know, went to meet God by skipping a meal. Fasting is the #1 way to heal the body on a cellular level. So whenever anyone's going through anything, I always tell them, you know, it's not what you add into the diet that matters. It's actually what you leave out. And people miss that, right? They're always looking for this supplement and that supplement and this, you know, cure-all and all that. That's not where it's at. Our bodies have an innate ability to heal themselves. Our bodies they're miraculous. They were built to heal ourselves. So, you know, if you're not feeling the best, if you're feeling nauseous, if you've got a headache, just drop the fork. I mean, you're probably eating too much. And if you look down and you can't see your feet, drop the fork. Yeah, it's okay. You're gonna be fine. So, you know, of course, check with your doctor, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, so this mineral broth is excellent. Heat it on the stove. You can add a little bit of miso if you want for digestive purposes. You can add a little bit of ginger if you want. The little frozen organic ginger cubes are really delicious in here. Just, you can do fresh ginger, but just keep it simple. And have that in the evening, and don't go back and do the whole container of, you know, seaweed and keep loading yourself up. Just keep it very, very simple and you'll be good to go. And I got to tell you guys, I have done a 21-day 21-day juice fast or water fast or what have you for over 20 years. And my mind is sharp as a whip. My hair grows like a weed. I rarely get sick, if ever. If anything, I get sad sometimes when stuff happens in life, but I never get ill. My digestion is stellar. My skin looks like a baby's bottom. So when you cleanse the body and the body gets used to that lifestyle, it's like taking an anti-aging pill, right? So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. There's no foundation on my face tonight, so no, there's just blush and things like that. So you really get to glow from within when you practice these natural hygiene modalities. On that note, will y'all do me a favor? I'm going to share some links. I'm going to share what I do take on my fast. I talk about not taking supplements, and then I'm going to share my Amazon influencer account. You guys, I shared that, that I became an Amazon influencer, and you guys knocked me up to bronze within 24 hours. So thank you. I've now been contacted by them to do videos for them. So I really appreciate that. So I'm going to have my beautiful assistant Nestle add these to the list, but I take some green black walnut wormwood and some berber while I do this cleanse in the morning. It's a lymphatic drainer, berber, and this is great for parasites, so I always do that. I drink as much tea as I want, but I try to really listen to my body and not intake too much, okay? Thanks, you guys, and I'll list my books, my recipe books, my oracle deck, my readings, my wellness coaching everywhere in the description box, in the comments, in the bio. And the Amazon shop, etc., is already in the bio on TikTok and on Instagram. I will also link it down here. I love each and every one of you. Have a great night. Be well.